Hey guys, we'll get started in just a few minutes. AR, why don't you say a few words while I cough while muted?
Since this happened, all the annoying bits about Espimon kind of disappeared, and he's just sort of there now, so I'm kind of more okay with him.
Yeah, they really have just gone like, okay, the only plot thing that had any relevance to him, which never had any relevance, they've just
It's the
decided that's done with,
Yeah,
and now he's just
yep,
standing there.
and I'm here too.
Yes. And ironically, he'll still be there when the show ends.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know we
he's
say it as a
he's
joke.
there.
It really is amazing just how much that character does look like a tiny human Espimon. I have no idea what the character's name is. I don't care what the character's deal is. In my mind, it's tiny human Espimon going on to annoy a different cast.
They're just Espeon now forever.
Yes. Except for when they're Koshiro.
That's true.
Okay, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Dev
I
might die. Part 1, please.
I am not.
Welcome to
We'll
the
see how long I last.
Welcome to the Thrill Podcast. We're here to entertain, inform, but while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark, around with Will, and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm AR Silver, the dub voice of Sambari and Goramon, according to Anime Las Vegas.
And I am DevQ, and I am a mucus factory.
At one point, I honestly wasn't sure if you were going to show up, Dev.
I'm surprised
Spite.
you're here.
I'm fueled entirely by spite.
Dev is here purely because she doesn't know I had a surprise for you guys near the end. A horrible, horrible surprise.
You're assuming Dev makes it to the end.
Yeah, she may not.
You want to do this at the beginning?
Yeah. No, because I guess we can. It's more
I'll
funny.
see how I last.
Yeah, we'll see how it lasts. I may save it for the next episode. It's not necessarily time relevant. It's just more hilarious. Okay,
when's the next episode? We're having a 2-week hiatus.
I would assume in 2 weeks, honestly. Get rid of whatever news is there so that when Ghost Game pops back for the next to last episode, we're cleared out, is what I assume we'll do.
You're assuming we'll have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. And then, I would say how's everyone's week been, but I feel like I could guess, Dev. So, AR, how has your week been?
My week's been good. I started a new thing. I'll get to that at the end.
Yeah. Dev, I will go ahead and ask to be polite. How is your week going? That sounds about like
it tracks.
Yeah.
That may also be Dev's review of Ghost Game episode 65, The Black Zone of Death.
Hey!
Accurate.
That's the best sieg we've ever had. So remember last week stuff happened and we're like, wow, they're really gonna try for the end. It makes us happy that they're gonna try. They aren't just doing this normal Ghost Game thing, and that was a nice 1 week before we're back to functionally exactly a Ghost Game episode.
They advanced the plot.
They did, just not in a fulfilling way, which is amazing considering how much happens.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff happens in this episode, and I will give it credit for that. Like, they could have absolutely done nothing.
Yeah, like, okay, so we start with a view over a city without power, and oddly, they give Espimon, like, the hero framing, which I don't think they intended. I think they just, like, had him step in, and then Airgermon's also there, because the beginning of the episode falls into the trap of, hey, you remember this character, they're gonna stand here and do nothing.
Yep.
People running around the hospital, the kid sitting there, Terrimon's complaining about not being able to see properly, and falls over as Hakuto realizes him. And he introduces himself, as you'd expect, as Hakuto's assistant, and Hakuto does not seem to agree with this assessment.
Like, this is my stalker.
I was just marveling over that they got Aoitada again.
Yeah, the explanation seemed to roughly be, Terrimon just decided he was Hakuto's assistant, and Hakuto just has not stopped him from following him.
It just put on a lab coat, said, here,
and then
I'm gonna help.
And then blessed them for taking away any mystery immediately by having Mummymon staying there checking out Hokuto. Like, he's completely normal in every way. There's nothing wrong with him from his time in the digital world.
If that means we can talk about Hokuto less, I'm for it.
Yeah. And Gamamon's happy. And then this is where, like, honestly, I'm confused at how many people have been excited after figuring this out the last few weeks, because it's been there since the first episode. Is he's wearing Hokuto's sleeve.
Hey, give the people that figure that out credit, because they didn't figure out anything else in this show, so they get one.
Wow, so I'm going to be the nice one this week, huh? And then Hero's like, I have a bunch of questions. And then Terriermon sort of explains the black stain appearing on people. It makes things black, and it makes them roar. And then everyone stops and goes, like Dagomon last week.
At least the way Dagomon went out became... I guess they did circle back to that, at least. Because if they didn't, I would have been mad.
Although, interestingly, do they not really clarify the frame... They don't really clarify the framing of how Hokuto and Terriermon got there. Hokuto basically said he was sent home.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
They didn't actually clarify what sent home means in this context. Did he decide to come home and he was sent, or did something do it?
It seems
They
like
did not
they're...
really specify.
It does seem like something is eating everybody
That's
out
what
of the world.
But here's the thing. That's against the framing of what we were told the last episode, which is that something told people to leave, and they found portals and left that happened to be there.
How it's doing that, we're not sure. Sometimes it's a compulsion. Sometimes it's a you out.
Maybe. And then do you like how the framing of, like, the depression, 99% of it, they give to Jellymon, who looks vaguely humanish so they can be lazy with it? Like, they just have her, like, being all in a fetal position.
I mean, even in the episode before that, Jellymon did seem the most...
No, that's what I mean.
by it.
Like, they're using Jellymon as the conduit, because since she's humanish, they can have her do something that most people recognize as emotional pain.
I mean, I like it when Digimon have emotional reactions to stuff, so I'm just okay.
Oh no,
with
I
all
do
of this
too.
in general.
And then we get lots of unhelpful cameos from characters who are just sitting there, so that we can all go, I remember them from episode 5. Like, they don't do anything.
That's impressive that you remember them. Half of those, I was like, I think they were in the show at some point.
That was my reaction to most of them.
Something or other.
Minus stuff like Kinkakumon, which is unique enough.
That was one of them. Was like, yeah, you were in here somewhere.
And then they have the only relevant recurring Digimon say something. Clockmon wants to find a gate and go figure out what's going on.
Go for it.
And at some point in all these scenes, I don't think I wrote it down, his Ryumon is somewhere there. Not doing anything, minus standing there.
He's just
no.
Do you remember?
Ryumon was one of the earlier... He was with Airdramon, I think. Kind of the pretending to be a sentry or whatever.
No, I think they showed him late. I think they showed him a bit after Airdramon, like in a separate scene. Do you remember when everyone was like, man, I wonder what relevant thing Ryudamon will have to do in this show? It's like, nope.
No.
And then Gamamon Esumon sleeps, and we finally get the awaited return of the Millenniumon Crystal, which just floats there, does nothing, and Hero's just kind of staring at it for no reason. And hey, look, it's Bakumon.
Hey,
it's taking a nap.
It's a paperweight.
Yes.
Didn't I say that?
And also a nightlight.
And then they've already dealt with the power the next day. They've put stuff up on old systems, analog communications, so digital stuff's fried, analog works fine. Kiyoshiro gets a hold of Emma, who's freaking out. We get a few words, so she counts as a relevant cameo. I think she got a few words, didn't she?
No, she had words. It was that was sort of a this is a global thing, not just a Tokyo isolated thing. That was a worthwhile few seconds. Yeah,
her few seconds that were worthwhile. It's why I forgot that she actually did talk. Is she says something relevant and they move on quickly. That at this point, people can just see the digital. They can't really hide them anymore at this point.
Yeah,
it's just not possible.
Fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
that was efficient.
And then we get the moment everyone's been waiting for. The kids are like, "We need you to call Blacktailmon," and Hakuto's like, "That's not relevant. We can open a gate on our own. In fact, you've been able to do it the whole time with the Digivices. You always could."
It's actually interesting that Hokuto doesn't. I couldn't tell if he doesn't want to contact Black Tailmon or he can't contact
Well,
Black
the
Tailmon.
other interesting...
Either way, I'm kind of interested in that.
So, I think it was more they wanted to contact Black Tailmon specifically to get a gate. They didn't want anything from Black Tailmon.
I was like, yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, Hakuto's just like, not only can you do it on your own, the person who explained this to me was Black Tailmon. And then this
sure. Did it do charades?
Yes. Yeah, that's
how did you not die horribly?
And then we get either one of the best parts of the episode or one of the worst, based on that the show has not dealt with this ever, and it was relatively minor after moving on from it. Kiyoshiro points out they can't go to the digital world. Bokumon warned them about what would happen, and how can Hakuto be okay? And Hakuto's like, oh, that whole explosion thing that Hiro found, that had nothing to do with going to digital world. I set the Digivice wrong, so it pulled some shit with me. And Bokumon actually knew all this, as Bakuman explains. Bokumon knew the kids would try to go to the digital world to help as soon as they could. It was too early. They wouldn't be safe. He knew their time would come. And it's like, oh, wow.
Like, we just lie to children.
So this is interesting, because a lot of people were pissed off that this was like a late retcon, and one, I mean, no, if you really have a problem with that, the problem was...
We knew from the beginning that Hakuto made it to the digital world and is fine. That was reiterated. Yeah. The only issue with this is it was not anything that was relevant enough to the show to be a reveal like this that we're supposed to care about.
Yeah, like I completely forgot this happened. Somebody actually in another Discord went and watched that episode, and Bokumon's body language, it was actually pretty clear that he was lying about that. Yeah.
Well, the problem is we didn't know Bokumon at the time. He's kind of a squirrely, uncomfortable character from where we know him from Frontier. So we don't even know if that's his body language or if that's just Bokumon, because he wasn't around long enough.
Yeah. So that was that information. If people were relying on that, shouldn't have been relying on that. It was
here's the thing. I think it's fair to trust Bokumon based on the framing we were given and the fact that he wasn't around long enough to even give the idea that there may be an issue outside of that. We know somehow Hakuto made it.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the show should have given us framing. That's why this is either great or terrible based on how you do it.
I'm saying somebody watched the episode and they did actually give the framing. No one noticed.
No, I'm saying that with the character of Bokumon, having him act squirrely and nervous does not necessarily come across as an issue, because that is the Bokumon everyone knows. They did not show us this Bokumon enough to say that he should not be an uncomfortable character.
All of this is kind of irrelevant to me, because what they really should have done was not worry about this restriction at all, and just had the kids want to go.
Well, so here's the other issue. They give you a reason that they can't go to the digital world, which is fair enough. Why?
I disagree with that.
No, I'm saying fair enough. I'm saying why. At no point in the show do they have the ability to actually do it, as far as they know.
And also, they don't have the desire to. There is no point at any point in the series where the kids actually wanted to go to the digital world.
But that's what I'm saying.
All of that is irrelevant.
No, but that's what I'm saying. None of it's relevant to keep them from going when, even ignoring the desire, at what point could they have gone if they'd wanted to?
Yeah.
There was never a point in the show where they were close enough to a gate or had any reason to jump in, or that Bokumon's warning meant anything, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I think that all of the issues people have with this sudden revelation, it's all kind of pointless.
Yeah. I still would have liked have Bokumon there a bit longer and show us that he's not a nervous character. Give us a reason to think that he's lying to the kids.
I would just not have mentioned it at all.
Oh, I wouldn't either. Honestly. I'm saying that's the plot they were going to do. They could have just done it better.
I think it was an artificial restriction when you can just actually trust the kid's agency to not go in.
And then here's where the show's about to trip again. Hero's like, the time is now, which I would. And then Ruli's like, yeah, I could find what I've been looking for all this time, which has definitely been mentioned more than twice.
Oh God.
The whole Ruli with Anue and stuff, that has not really been part of the show since like episode 2 or 3.
Has she been really bored with all of this? I mean, how many times did she nearly die?
In fact, she's been bored. Anytime she's been bored is because she doesn't want to deal with Digimon. She wants to find non-Digimon stuff to deal with. So going to the digital world does not solve her core issue.
How much did she yawn when her friend got hit by a truck?
And then to get more confusing, this whole speech means nothing because without actually clarifying it, apparently the Digivices aren't working either. Which is a strange thing for the show to do for one reason. Digital technology works. It's just the network connections aren't working. Once power is up, phones and stuff are turning on. They just aren't connecting. The Digivices, as far as we've seen, are all self-contained things.
All of this feels like
it's meant to be important, but it's not done.
Well, it's just sort of like, okay, the kids are about to go into the digital world for the first time.
We have to make it a big to-do.
It feels compulsory that they need to have this, that they all need to have a speech about what they're going in for, and they need to have something pushing back, preventing them from getting in. It all feels like essential Digimon,
except it doesn't work. It feels
really out of place.
Because it's like, okay, how can we open it when our magical watches, which should be working from what we know, aren't? And then Kuzuhamon just appears like, I can do it, motherfuckers. And it's like, oh, okay. So she's like, I can. And then the actual explanation is convoluted bullshit.
Oh yeah, totally.
You heard the explanation as to how this will work, right?
No.
Kuzuhamon will use her
something.
No, okay. Kuzuhamon will use her magic to create a space where digital technology will still work. And then they can use the Digivices to open a gate. She's not actually teleporting them. She's making it so digital technology will work, even though that apparently the reason digital technology is not working is because everything is broken on both worlds.
Are you sure she just didn't have Ken's D3?
That's probably the best explanation. So then they have to stop again. So Hakuto can go like, you guys can't be in full winter gear. No one changes their clothes except Ruli, by the way.
So weird.
Like,
it's like, no, we need you in the starter outfits from the clip art.
Yes. And then and the Digimon all prep by evolving to adult rather than an actual helpful level.
Yeah, that whole transition is weird.
And then they use the Digivices to make a gate. They go while Kuzuhamon's holding on.
That was again according to Digimon script, is to have that hero shot.
Yes. And then Terriermon and Hakuto jump and it closes before they can get in. Kuzuhamon apologizes because I think it's the old guy's fault for not being more spry. And Hakuto's like, we need juice. And when he opens the door, the fuck up clubs behind and falls in. And then what they want to do is
was that really Kotaro that was like, why is he hanging out with Rudy?
Yes.
Like, did he not know that they were friends by now?
He's been with them before, which is the weird.
Yeah, I was very confused.
And then to get even stranger, when he sees them, the framing they want is Hakuto smiles and has an idea to help, but the animation and acting didn't come across like that. So it's almost like
murder those children.
Yes, it's almost like the evil boss just tricked everyone. When I'm 99% sure the intention was that he has a plan.
Yeah, I thought that's the impression I got, was that he had a plan.
But they did not. But like the animation and noise came more across like Frieza behind someone going coo 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 coo.
And part of me is like, I hope they do cut away to them being useful, but at the same time, them being useful is really weird for the show.
Here's the thing: if they're useful, you know exactly how they're going to be useful, right? Hero and the others will pop out in the last episode, and they will be there with their watchers and partners who will all be Digimon we've met before.
That's a possibility, yeah.
And he found my Crackmon Vicious Mode and they're friends again.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you just hear
look at this cat?
I said that was going to be like the ending, is they all have partners now.
Wait, there's extra budget, so we get one sad, triumphant violin song, as everyone stands up together to show us that there can be peace as they beat the shit out of Kamon. And then Hero and the others are surprised Hakuto didn't make it, and they're like, yes, Compiler Forest, this is an important location that was mentioned 5 minutes ago, but it's all black with pink lines. And they hear
compiler forest, from the lore.
Yes. And then because the Ghost Game kids are stupid, not one of them goes, weird, black with pink lines, just like the weird evil dude who keeps showing up.
Yeah.
And this isn't related at all.
And then I know it's not I know it's not a mushroom. I know it's meant to be like the Rafflesia plant that she's based on. I call them mushrooms because that's what they look like mushrooms to me. They remind me of what's that one fucking Pokemon? The poison one.
Vileplume.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Vileplume.
Yes. Every time I saw one of these, I'm just like it's a motherfucking Pokemon. And Kyushiro and then we get a corrupted Brockymon attacking them. And then Tesla's like, that shouldn't be violent. And oh, look, it's also a Kuwakamon. Because we needed this cameo right when they had entered the digital world.
Everything from this point on is such a distraction. At the same time, I love when they enter the digital world this way. They just get in and immediately are overwhelmed by everything.
But not only that, there's not even like half a second of we're in the digital world. It's like, oh shit, stuff's wrong. And then Kiyoshiro's coughing up purple. And then the audience goes, we're finally going to deal with Galoose. And then
I'm okay with they didn't.
And then they're like, oh, there's a Kokabu Terramon village up ahead. We can get clues, we can get water. Kiyoshiro's hacking out his lung, and most people aren't noticing. And apparently they somehow crushed all their water, which is very strange. Like, if you're going somewhere, you think, like, you'd have just an extra bottle in a random place or something.
You know what? No, I love it when they arrive to the digital world and in a second everything goes to shit. That is my favorite way to go into the digital world.
And they go to find water. Tesla's following him.
Everything just is complete chaos in an instant. I love it. This is the best.
He's all purple now, and a mushroom blasts Tesla in the face.
Just
and
nothing goes well.
And then Kiyoshiro walks up to Ruli's like, I feel great. I found water. Me and Tesla will show you where the water is. And Beto's like, weird. Tesla's hand is all purple and looks wrong, but she said she's fine, so I'm sure she is. And they all go to find this water that Kiyoshiro found. Kiyoshiro shoves Ruli in. Sambare gets her away, sort of, but not really. And then Hero, Betel, and the hero of all, Hover Espimon, run after hearing her yell. We get Kiyoshiro's all purple and mushroomy. We see the rest go mushroomy also. And then, hey, look, it's a corroded Rafflesimon. And the important thing to be clear here is she's infected by Galoose. None of this shit happening that has to do with infections and purple and black has anything to do with Galoose.
Yep, this is the corrosion that everyone's speaking about that's infecting the whole world.
The corrosion is Galoose. What I'm saying is anything she is doing is not Galoose. They've given us an identical plot to the main plot.
It's not Galoose, but there's like the whole world is my impression.
But I'm saying what she's doing is something specific to her. Her infecting others is not like a Galoose thing, is what I mean.
Like she's corroded and she's corroded and she has all this cool stuff that she can use to her advantage.
That's what I mean. It's just odd that we're jumping into dealing with a plot that has to do with things being infected, which they did most of the setup for last week.
It's almost in the sense that the Digimon they chose for this is a little too on the nose.
Yes, because
she has these specific abilities that are perfect for if she went dark like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is they kind of break the plot because up until she stops and explains what her deal is, all of this could be like the Galoose plot.
I'm still separating the Galoose plot from the corrosion. Like, obviously, they're related in some fashion.
Oh, no, I assume
I associated with the corrosion, so
I know. But what I'm saying is like, for example, the screenshot image.
I followed this. Okay.
What I'm saying is like the screenshot images of like the corrupted Kiyoshiro. Anyone would have logically gone, "Oh, Galoose somehow infects him," and that has nothing to do with it.
I mean, these kids get infected every week.
He just did some bad shrooms.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then she sucks up the mushroom flowers to get more life. And then I was like, oh, they're going to go to Kano Weissmon. And then I was like, wait, this evolution scene seems a bit long. Oh, it's Serious
Yeah,
Mon.
no, they're going. It's double up there, which is fine. Yeah. Like, I'm sick of when they go straight to Canon Weissmon. It's like this. Yeah, no, just go to Serious Mon.
And then Serious Mon tries to get everyone out of her while avoiding blast. Hero and Hover Espimon get infected. And then Hero, as everything's going to shit and they're about to die, Hero's like, Refleesimon, are you the one sending people to the human world?
Really? Hero.
And she's just like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah,
Serious Mon.
No, I'm just being an asshole for shits and giggles.
Serious Mon's all alone. Hero. He's infected. He knows he needs to save.
Actually, stop for a second there. Why would Hero think? It's weird that they seem to have this assumption that whoever's sending everyone to the digital world is a bad guy. Which I don't understand, because if the world is getting corroded beyond repair, wouldn't sending everybody to someplace safer?
I'm saying in Hero asking, is he actually asking under the assumption she's evil or that she's just doing it? I don't think the framing from Hero is evil. I think he's just asking for asking's sake. I'm just saying that as she's trying to kill him and about to do it, maybe that's not the moment to ask, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying
I just think there's no reason to consider her as a suspect either way.
To be fair, the only clue they have is that it's a Digimon that can infect other Digimon and darken them, and we've just seen this happen to Kiyoshiro and others.
But that's the deal with the corrosion. That's not necessarily what's pushing people out of the world.
No,
that might be a different force entirely.
Because as far as they know, it's the same thing, because whatever caused the corrosion is what seems to be affecting the digital world in the first place, and it also looks like what happened to Dagomon.
Right, but I'm saying
by visual cues, these are all the same things as far as Hero's concerned.
But I'm saying that doesn't seem like that's what's compelling people out of the world.
Okay, but here's the thing: think about how stupid these fucking kids are. As far as the show's been, the fact that
we're arguing it. That's winding us to the same point that Hero's being an idiot here.
I know, but that Hero has not been able to rub sticks together when he goes camping. That he's been able to somehow logic stuff together. We should be impressed. The problem is we're not, and Serious Mon's all alone, and he starts to be infected. And then he stops and he goes, I need to save everyone, but how? And then we get black eyes open on the side of him talking to him. I can save everyone if you just let me. You got to protect everyone, right, Serious Mon?
I like this.
I like this too, but it gets more confusing later. I
wonder what that voice is.
Yeah, so she taunts him about hallucinating. Serious Mon's eyes go black now. She infects him. He mushrooms. She absorbs him. She's very happy about all this. She also points out he shouldn't be that powerful. And then she starts to get pain, and she basically bleeds out to black dust. The mushrooms eject. Everyone's fine. And here's where it goes stupid. Everything that happened, as far as Serious Mon's concerned, he did it. He had a plan. That's how it works. But he also admits that he heard some sort of voice.
Yeah.
But it's very odd because you get the framing of him knowing something was trying to help him or claiming to. But he also thinks he did everything himself. And interestingly, this is, I think, the first time Galmamon has any inkling of Galoose.
Yeah, which is an interesting development. I mean, it's an appropriate development because it's going to happen next episode, presumably.
But yeah, it's interesting because
it's sort of like maybe. I guess you could take away the best explanation you can give for this is that Serious Mon is kind of under the impression okay, there's something going on within me.
No, he doesn't know that. He thinks he just heard a voice. He doesn't know where that voice is.
I have to think that was that he sensed that in his head.
No, I don't think he did. I think he just heard a voice and was like, oh, where's that from? I don't think we got any specific mention that he knew that it was something in him. I think he just thought he heard a voice.
I don't know. The visual framing had me convinced that he thought it was in his head.
No, see, the visual framing to me was to tell the audience that, yes, he actually is hearing Galoose. He's not, imagining something. He's actually being talked to. And, they give his eyes the black and everything. I don't know if Seriousmon is supposed to actually know that the voice is theoretically him.
It clicks a little better if he does believe it's within his head.
But that just means that I'm right, because nothing in Ghost Game goes for the path that makes the most sense.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Here's the thing. I tried being nice earlier. You decide.
Just give up.
I try to make these connections in a way that is most beneficial to the writers, which is not always. Yeah. They don't always deserve it, but I try my best.
And then everyone's fine. Everyone's kind of confused and sticky. First, can we point out that they waste the first anime appearance of Kabuterimon by having him just on his back, like, like his mouth's open, like he's all fucked up. And then we see Saberjamon, and the first thing I said in my head when I saw this was, it's going to be him. And then the next scene, yes, it is. It's a Saberjamon.
Yeah. No, you assholes again.
It was actually, I was surprised. Like, I didn't catch that they went back.
Yeah, there was the gate at the end of the episode.
Oh, that's right. Okay, those were like the only ones that actually did go back home, right?
A few others did. Those were the only two where the framing was actually important to the story that they went back. Because, for example, Sistermon Seal's probably go-karting around this whole fucking thing.
God, why couldn't she show up?
Hey, there's 2 episodes left. We could see a blue shell fly out of nowhere.
Yes, please.
Then they head into Cloud, which is apparently the only place not infected at this point.
Ciel's color is blue.
And then we get a hexagon island sitting in the sky, crystals floating in midair, everything is damaged. The voice is apparently here, and then Betel stops Hero, and everyone seems bothered, and out walks. It's like, oh, someone evil's gonna walk out of it. It's Bloom Lord Mon, who's literally like, none shall pass.
Okay. That's
And Hero Study Files is Refleximon.
This is what that was. I'm not sure how I like that. How much I like that ending compared to Angoramon being Puffy.
Yes. And then it's weird. Like
come on, at least Blue Lordmon should have gave us a haiku or something.
He said a Lord of the Rings quote that sort of counts. He didn't say the exact quote, but close enough. But then it's weird. The story is moving forward, finally, but the episode itself is so basic Ghost Game that's very unfulfilling.
It's unfulfilling for the third to last episode. As far as here's
the thing. If this were 10 or 15 episodes ago, I think we'd all be quite happy with it.
Oh, absolutely.
The problem is
if this was the start of a 10-episode story arc, this would be a great episode.
Yes. Not where we're like, oh, there's 42 minutes left.
At the same time, I did appreciate the utter chaos of the Rafflesimon fight. Welcome to the digital world. Let's just absolutely wreck you. I'm good with that. Even though it wasn't that productive, it's a nice welcome to the digital world. Even though
I think with so little left, it being so unproductive and normal is not.
You're not.
I don't want to say not good because that's not quite right. It's just so empty.
You're not wrong, but also it's like there's only so much they really need to accomplish in the last 2 episodes that I'm still okay with stopping for a little bit and going, you know what? Let's toss them around a little bit, properly introduce them to the condition of the digital world.
Here's the thing. They don't properly introduce them. They fight a plant again, and then the end of the episode ends with them beginning to fight a plant again.
Yeah, I don't love that, but I'm okay with introducing the digital world this way. Obviously it would have been better if it was part of a longer arc, but it's not like they had a whole lot of better things they could be doing right now. Which is amazing, but you're not wrong that for this I gave this episode a B.
That's very kind.
It's not when it's the third to last episode. This is when they should be cranking out A's constantly.
No, but that's
every other series. Every other series, at this point of the series, is just banging out A's.
If this were 10 episodes ago and this happened, this was the first Digital World episode, and you said B, I would say I agree. I think because of where this is, it is inherently worse because this is not, okay, they get to Digital World and they have a setup battle. This is ding, 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 we're done.
Yeah,
At some point,
I just think about what else they need to do, and I don't see much better use of their time.
That in itself is a problem, because literally all there is to do at this point is to beat up Galoos. That's it. There is nothing else.
Yeah, so why not toss them around a little bit? That's my argument. I enjoyed the near-death experience here. Now, as much as I enjoy all the other ones in Ghost Game.
Yay for children suffering.
I think for where it is, I can't be that kind to it as far as score. Especially somehow with the end of the episode basically ending exactly where they were in the middle. They've arrived at the digital world, they've landed, and now there's a plant thing in front of them. This happened 15 minutes ago.
Plants are assholes.
The Bloom Lordmon thing was... I mean, plants are assholes has basically been the theme of Ghost Game, so... Bloom Lordmon was certainly a choice.
It's like, look, we know they're taking random inspiration from horror films, but someone watched too much Evil Dead and Little Shop of Horrors before working on this. Okay, when they dub, when and if they dub Ghost Game, I want Refleesimon literally to just be, feed me, Seymour, feed me. I literally just want it to be Little Shop of Horrors. Just
please.
Would you have been more satisfied to have been Seraphimon or something?
Seraphimon, no. I'm trying to.
It's one of the like angelic ones.
I want to be, actually, you've just actually hit the nail on the head better than I could. Something to show that the world has gone wrong. Outside of just the ground being black. That's bad enough. But actually have it be some Digimon, because here's the thing. The framing of the Digimon is it does kill people to live. Yeah. Instead, have it be some Digimon that should absolutely not be doing crazy stuff, so that Angoramon can actually have a relevant line in the episode and go, this doesn't make any sense. This Digimon should not be doing this. That's not even the right color. Something's going on.
Yeah, it would be a...
Because when we get the explanation...
Something that should be a vaccine type.
When we get the explanation of her in the episode, it's literally, oh, she eats people so she can live longer. Okay, she's not doing anything that isn't on the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's just being more of a bitch about it.
I'm not sure...
She's just being a little bit extra.
Yeah, I'm not sure it needs to be an angel, but give us someone that, when Angoramon gives that speech about who they are, it doesn't make any sense that they'd be doing evil stuff. Oh
my god.
What?
Hyandramon would have been great.
That would have been neat. But yeah, it's like
Digimon.
It's like what they functionally did was it's exciting with the Digimon who hasn't been in animation. What they basically did was they land and they go, it's Dun Devimon. How could he be evil? That's basically what they did. Was they gave us a Digimon who is neat because they have not been in the anime before, but the actual framing they give us is this person just eats people.
And also, it doesn't help that it's Refleximon's first real appearance. Yeah. So, and then it's like we don't really have anywhere to go with her. Like, okay, that's
then the cast. Let's do the least relevant cameo first. I'm shocked that they even brought him in. Brockymon was played by Volcano Oda.
Yay!
He just popped into the studio for 10 minutes.
Recurring the character that he played in Adventure 2020.
We stand Volcano Oda.
And then Oi Tada is Terriermon Joshu.
I was not expecting that.
So here's the thing. I joked about this.
I was hoping for it.
I joked about this last week. Do you know why I was joking about this last week? She doesn't do voice acting anymore.
Oh wow.
She'll show up for special events for stuff she played. Like if they do a Cowboy Bebop stage event, she'll show up and do a few lines as Ed. But she does not try out and do roles for anime because she has a big singing career. She does not do anime anymore.
Has anyone other than her voiced a Terriermon in the show?
I think so. One second, let me check.
She was in 02, the 02 movie. She was in Tamers.
Actually, it looks like no. It looks like she cameoed in New Century as Terriermon also.
Wow.
Well, to be fair, my understanding was they were paying a lot for people in New Century. Like and also in that case, it's not like it was a new version. They sort of just played it as Terriermon, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Yeah, Oitada. Do you know what the last anime role Oitada played was?
Oh God.
She was Terriermon and Lopmon in Tamers. That was when she retired. That's when
really?
that's when she retired from doing. And here's the thing: you have to remember. Basically, the role she's known for is those. She's Edward in Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Dev, are you still alive?
Vaguely.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, she basically decided she wants to focus on her music career. Doing anime tryouts and all that just is too much time for what she wants to do.
Yeah.
So she would still show up for special events and everything. Mm-hmm. So her being Terriermon,
and it's not like there's a whole lot of lines here.
No.
Like this was seriously a
no. And she's always been clear. She loves playing Terriermon and Lopmon.
Oh yeah.
Like
it's sort of like in English how Paul St. Peters absolutely does not want anyone else to do Leomon or Wormmon.
Yes. Yes. Except in this case, she actually left the industry. She does not do anime anymore. Then Fleecemon is Akino Watanabe. This is her first Digimon appearance. Although when you hear some of her roles, it like fits. Are you ready?
Yes.
And this is one. She's one where like the credits are so fucking long. I had to go like 10 or whatever. And Hitch on Attack on Titan, Joe in Burst Angel, Sherry in Magical Index, Valletta in Code Geass. She's Go in Free, Konami in Go Danner, Midnight in My Hero Academia. Liz in Soul Eater. She's Witch Hunter Robin.
Oh. Okay. I understand entirely now.
Yeah, she's Rose in various Street Fighter games. And are you ready for some dub-over content? She did dub-overs for Glee. The 90s lost...
Who was she in Glee?
1 sec, let me check. I didn't write
this. This is important.
Okay, give me a minute. I will look it up.
Okay.
Give me a minute. I'm looking it up right now. Glee. Okay.
She's got some patterns here going on.
Okay. To be clear, I did not watch Glee, so I don't know. Like Becky Jackson.
What was that?
Becky Jackson.
Oh, that's not the okay.
Yeah,
that was I think that's the girl with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Interesting.
She in the '90s Lost in Space movie. She was Penny Robinson.
Okay.
Which was that Lacey Chabert?
Was it?
I don't even remember.
I think it was.
I didn't. That series, that movie completely missed me.
That's the one with Joey from Friends, if I'm not mistaken.
I saw it like once or twice when someone had it on in the background.
If Joey from Friends and Lacey Chabert are in that, I'm kind of curious. I feel like I need to watch a clip on YouTube.
One second, I have to pull it up. Okay, are you ready for the cast of this is the dumbest side trip we've ever done. Are you ready for the cast of 90s Lost in Space? Because I'm looking at the cast list and it's hilarious from beginning to end. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
William Hurt. Mimi Rogers.
What?
Heather Graham.
Okay, it was like the first two. I'm like, which version of Lost in Space?
Wait, we're not done. Lacey Chabert. I'm skipping the next one because there is someone much more famous with the name so confused. Matt LeBlanc.
Okay.
Gary Oldman.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Goddard.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch.
I've heard of all the others.
It's just a bunch of very famous people who are in a movie no one saw that imploded.
I know.
Like, literally, Dr. Smith is Gary Oldman.
That's
perfect casting in a movie that's
casting.
not... like the entire cast, reading through it's like, I understand 90% of this cast, and I remember watching, and I remember the movie, and I remember no relevance of it minus the spider shit at the end.
Yeah, I didn't remember any of this movie, and now I feel like I need to watch some clips on YouTube. I'm not watching the whole movie.
No, it's terrible.
I need to see some of these scenes.
Okay, we have 2 more roles for her. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
She was the Pink Ranger in Power Rangers Mystic Force in the dub for Japan. And are you ready for the last one? In Into the Spider-Verse, she was Doc Ock.
Oh, that is perfect.
What?
Yeah. And then for the last role, Bloom Lordmon, which we only get a cameo of. Here's the problem. The casting sets up Bloom Lordmon much more than the show can pay off. It's Shuichi Ikeda, who's one of the biggest voice actors there is.
Oh no.
He's Akai in Detective Conan, Char in Gundam, along with various other roles in Gundam. Gilbert and Seed Destiny. Basically, any character who's pseudo Char, he's him. He Shanks in One Piece.
Oh, jeez.
Masayoshi in Persona 5. He's the parody of Harlock in Project A-ko, Captain Napolita. I never said Napolipolita.
Mm-hmm.
And are you ready for dubbed over content? It's fucking good here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Wait,
yes. I'm sure
wait. I have to lean back for this because there's okay. First, he very often dubs over Jet Li and Charlie Sheen.
Okay.
He in various Iron Man movies. He dubbed over Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He was Kunta Kinte in Roots. He dubbed over the lead in Streets of Fire. And literally so much, I just went, I have to stop because it will not end. If I linked you any page of his credits, you would just go, what the fuck? It does not stop, period.
Wall of text.
Yes. Like, here's the thing. His Wikipedia one only lists major roles, and I'm linking it to AR and Dev right now. It does not list his minor roles. When you click the page and scroll down, you will see what I mean.
He looks like Japanese Shatner.
Yes, he does. And these are only larger roles, remember. It's like, oh, he's Marluxia in the Kingdom Hearts games.
God damn.
It is literally just like fucking everyone, often the big hero or villain behind the hero or villain.
Yeah, somehow that we were talking about him being yeeted off a cliff in the first 5 minutes next episode. I don't think that's going to happen.
To be fair, they had one of the greatest anime villains, and he only said 3 lines in the episode. When they had Aizmon in Ghost Game, that's one of the greatest villain, and I say this like with no joke. If he said too much, he would have overshadowed the episode. You can't have Frieza there saying a bunch without, like, distracting the audience. But yes, I have to imagine they did not get Shuichi Ikeda to have him go, I shall battle you, and then he just gets yeeted off by Siriusmon.
Although
that would be funny, though.
So much fun.
Yeah, and then next week...
Especially if he was just, like, going... I just imagined him in the studio, and he's just, like, walking out for something else. Like, here, come here.
At least if they eat him off in the 5 minutes, can they have him do, like, the char dissolve and all?
Yes. And then...
I would be okay with that.
And next week, we do not have an episode because it's a hiatus. And then the week after, we do not have an episode because it's a hiatus.
Do not have an episode.
That was a fun surprise because I was talking about that with someone the day or two before we found out. Because we were talking.
We gotta hang on Bloom Lordmon for 3 weeks.
Because and it was being talked about was that generally they had 2 marathons, but because of COVID, sometimes one or the other would end up delayed or made into like a specialty do a marathon yourself online event. This is the first time that they've actually had both at the same time since right before 2020 started. Kitaro had a 2-week hiatus before its finale because of the same thing. Because this is both of these are yearly events. We've just avoided them because every single one has had one of them delayed or canceled because of COVID.
Yeah.
So we've just missed that this has been a thing because the last time it existed was weeks before Digimon started on TV again. So we just had no relevance to it. So yeah. So because one is the Tokyo Marathon, the other is the Nagoya Women's Marathon, which last year was the time when Ghost Game was supposed to have a 1-week hiatus because the other one had been made into like an online do-your-own marathon event. And then that ended up being like a 1.5-month hiatus because of the Toei hack.
Yeah.
And then we only found this out because technically speaking, they have not. I don't know if they've announced that there's a 2-week hiatus yet. We just know because of V-Jump.
Oh.
Yeah, which also tells us the finale on March 26th.
I thought I saw a thing.
There may have been something a day or two ago, but by that point, since we already knew.
Yeah.
And the episode title is The All-Consumer. Or as I thought I'd done a more poor job translating that. I'd done The One Who Consumes All. We will see what they pick. That was much better than the original thing I came up with, because apparently they use odd framing. So the original translations were all, it eats a lot and stuff like that.
Nom 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 nom.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And since a lot of people are not accepting it, yes, Ghost Game is over. This is not like, it's not, oh, there's going to be a hiatus and then they're going to announce season 2. This is the end.
Season 2 is exactly 2 episodes long. Sorry.
Yes. You get a 2-week break in between season 1 and 2. You get Dev dying in the background.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if they had a new opening for these last 2 episodes?
You say that, but then it's just going to be Break the Chain.
It's a good song.
Oh, it's a great song. But I will say this, for the last 2 episodes,
if Break the Chain was the new evolution for the new evolution
we'd be
song
happy.
For the last 2 episodes, I love it.
Yeah. I will say this, I would love them to use different parts of the theme song for the last 2 episodes, or do something to change it up. Just for the end.
I mean, we're still owed the obligatory final battle where they play faction, because they always play the opening in the last one of the last battles, so.
No, they had them in a studio a month or 2 ago. They secretly recorded an acoustic version for the final battle, where Galoose and Gamamon become friends and learn that they can share chocolate.
Faction to slow jam.
Yeah. And then moving on from that, it's the 3rd anniversary of Kizuna. More like 2.5 years for most of us. It is weird to think, like, when that movie was announced, we didn't know what it was. We were just getting off multiple years of Tri, Appmon, and it's like, we don't know what this is, but the franchise will continue. And before the movie came out, shit went nuts, and it's only starting to slow down at all right now.
Yeah.
It is amazing to think because not directly because of the movie, because they already greenlit that shit when Tri was happening. Just how much the franchise, 2 months before the movie came out, we did not know we were getting a show. We did not know we were getting a card game. Think about how much shit has changed. It is so much insane.
Shit, all the shit.
Yeah. And then somehow the news gets stupider. I'm pretty sure me and AR had the exact same. In fact, I didn't even write about this at first. I was like, oh, this is stupid. I'll deal with this later. Because most people are going to figure out what this is. It's like, oh, people are not going to figure out what this is. I probably should write something sooner rather than later. Because I had already done the research to show what was wrong with it.
Yeah. So I saw this on a Facebook group, and it was just posting like, look at all these Digimon guests, and I replied to that. I'm like, Wes and Gamamon?
Yeah.
The moderator for that, I'm gonna call them out, because they replied, it's like, yeah, Wes and Gamamon, it's a character in Ghost Game.
Yeah.
First off, I'm like, how dare you? Second off.
So let me explain from my perspective what happened, because I know AR has some idea what it was.
Yeah.
I saw it go up, right when it went up. I do some quick research. I'm like, okay, this is nothing.
Can we actually explain what this is?
Let me tell the story first, because it's stupid. Okay. I do my research and I go, I know where the mistakes were made. This isn't important because there's nothing to come out of this. I'm in the middle of doing work. I will do this when I break, because there's always stuff to write on Saturday. I know exactly when certain things are going to happen. A few minutes before that first thing happens, actually more like half an hour, I think, AR posts something, and I post some, not like me, but like some snitty comment like, yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at the clock, I'm like, oh, it's about time. And then I'm like, more people know, so I'm like, I should probably explain this, because I've already done it. And it is, they put up advertising tweets about the biggest Digimon cast reunion thing ever at Anime Las Vegas. And like a nice poster with various people. To be
clear, I was immediately skeptical.
Oh, yeah. AR was skeptical. AR and I was too busy to explain. I had already actually done the footwork to explain, what was broke.
You already dismissed this.
Yeah, the only one that we weren't sure of was David Vincent might have been Machine Dramon. He could have been uncredited in some game or something. He later clarified.
There's also, I suppose, did Machinedramon acted in the head of BA in the headlines in the reboot? Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing. But here's the thing. He's clarified. He's never played him.
Oh yeah, by now.
Yeah, and here's the thing. My footwork said, because most people don't know, there's a way in Google that you can say these phrases have to appear on a page together to show me a result.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone's trying to find a cast really quickly, so here's what's likely what happened. Their social media manager does little skits and stuff. If you check their Twitter, very go-getter energy person. So they probably went, okay, what can we do to market? Okay, most people would know Brian B. Cox Staccato if they know Digimon. Zeno Robinson, everyone knows at this point he's going to be Tai. Who else do we have who's been in Digimon?
Yeah.
So if you do that for a search where it only pulls up things, if you search for David Vincent Machinedramon, you actually do get a result at a voice acting wiki, where they say the voice of Machinedramon in Digimon Adventure is David Vincent Patrick Guerri.
Mm-hmm.
And David Chewy Guerri was Machinedramon in Adventure, but he, as far as I know, I think that's like his full formal name. He doesn't use Vincent in acting at all.
Yeah.
So someone
you also can tell that this is what happened because, like, if you think about all the roles that Michael Sorge has played in Digimon, Zudomon's not the first one that comes to mind.
Zudomon's just the one that would be first on a list, frankly.
Or last on a list if we're going alphabetically.
True. And then if you do the same type of search for Brian Drummond in Digimon, you find exactly one page. It's a fan cast that says, oh, it's going to be on Disney Plus. It's going to be recorded at this studio. And Brian Drummond plays Wezen Gamamon and only Wezen Gamamon. He does not play any of the other Gamamons according to this fan cast.
Yeah.
Which is why it would say Wezen Gamamon instead of Gamamon or Galoose or in a more interesting choice.
You would hope that the Gamamon actor would play everybody.
Yes. And in fact, that's how they generally cast Digimon nowadays. They don't do the voice unless it's an old
I don't
cast.
know. Do we have a cast list for the reboot yet?
I want to say Diskin said he was playing the Evolutions.
Yes, Diskin is playing the Evolutions, but we don't know if that's universal.
I assume that's going to be universal, minus for special ones.
Yeah, it's like Patamon actress might be. We'll see. Anyway.
Okay. That's actually a really good point. But yes, and Brian Drummond. I've seen some people argue that Brian Drummond's wording is unclear. It's more that I don't think he has any clue what the fuck Digimon even is outside of the show.
What's Digimon?
His response is, ignoring the first part, I will be at Anime Las Vegas, but not as part of this cast. I don't think he realizes this is multiple shows.
Yeah.
I think he thinks this is like, Digimon is one show, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Brian Drummond, he's a Vancouver guy, isn't he?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Well, here's why this gained traction. Toei actually has done a few dubs that they've produced themselves up at Ocean Group.
Oh,
which is Canada with Brian Drummond. Like our favorite Punching Bag World Trigger is actually an Ocean Group show. And the Dragon Quest dub is Ocean Group.
And we're gonna find a way to mention World Trigger on every show, aren't we?
To be fair, it's actually relevant this time. It's not a joke. But yes, that's why people are like, oh, Toei's just doing another dub at the Ocean Group. It makes sense, even though, as far as we can tell, this is literally just a social media manager being a bit overzealous.
Yeah. I mean, that's been pretty well confirmed by now.
Yeah. I won't complain if 3-4 years from now they're like, let's let Brian Drummond try out Gamamon. I don't know if he has a good Gamamon, though, to be honest.
I'm skeptical that he would have a good Gamamon.
I think he would have a good Galoose, but I don't think he could
have a good Galoose. Yeah, he could totally do Galoose, but... Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm 99.999 infinity tilde symbol that we are not going to be. This is not a thing, basically.
No, this is not a thing. I'm also looking at this Jameson Price list as Angemon. Like, what is that? Try maybe? He might have done I think he might have done Angemon in Try, but he's again. There are bigger roles for him.
There's significant. He actually is the Angemon actor for stuff at the moment, but he is better because my brain froze on who was before. Brain froze on name.
Oh, same. Mine did too.
That person who plays Angemon.
Brain froze. Wow, my brain completely froze.
Dave Mallow.
I believe Mallow has retired due to health reasons.
Yeah,
and he retired. He retired partway through Try.
Mm-hmm.
So he was Angemon in like parts 1 and 2, but
I remember that.
But like starting with 3, it's Jameson Price who.
Yeah.
Jameson.
But again, Jameson Price is like Oikawa and Henry's dad. And...
See, here's the thing. I think for marketing posters, you actually probably would use Angemon, though. Honestly, even if that's not like the real one.
You're not wrong, but
it's like I think like for Digimon fans, it'd be Oikawa, it'd be Samson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe use the frontier. Maybe use the front. Seraphimon, I guess. So he does kind of fit into that, like.
I didn't even know he was Seraphimon in Frontier.
I think he was. Wasn't he was Seraphimon in Frontier? I'm pretty sure. 1 second. Seraphimon. No. Let's see. Shadow was Darren Norris, of course. Yeah, Jameson Price was the normal Seraphimon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, okay. which is probably how they bounced him into it, because he already played.
To be fair, he died after 1 episode.
Yeah.
When doesn't he, though? And then
we kind of hung around for a little bit.
So this was like the weekend of like nondescript news, because then in the booklet they gave away at the fan meetup like a little tiny thing: Digimon Adventure English dub coming spring 2023. That's it. There's no details past that. We don't know, like, are they going to announce it's on Toonami? Is it just going to be thrown up on Hoopla like Dragon Quest was?
I think they had to say something that it was coming.
See, here's the thing. A lot of people mock the potential of it going up on Hoopla. I actually think that's great if they did.
Yeah, this isn't the place for a big press release announcement, and clearly they didn't want to make that yet. But they had to say something, like saying coming soon would be really weird.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, for people being able to watch it, there is no better choice than Hoopla. I'm not saying it's the best choice. I'm saying range.
We'll break down how attractive it is when they actually announce it.
Yeah. There is nothing easier than someone just getting a library card and getting access to shit.
I have a library card.
Yeah. And you can go watch Dragon Quest right now if your library gets stuff from Hoopla.
There we go.
And in fact, do you know who's in the Dragon Quest dub? Yeah,
Brian Drummond.
I believe he is. Yes. In fact, I need to check
which one would be funniest.
In fact, I think he might be the guy who wears green.
That's specific.
1 second. Veron. What color is Veron? Images. Oh my God!
Veron,
it is the guy who wears green, I think.
Oh my God. Yep, Brian Drummond is in Dragon Quest, confirmed.
Although the problem is that's one of those names they've reused, so he's either green or he's an old guy in red. I don't know which. Either way, it's hilarious.
Maybe he's both Wes and Ann Badel.
And then, because the nondescript had to continue the booklet from Digimon Fan Meetup to be even more confusing, it tells us the Digimon Adventure Ode to the Beginning is coming in 2023. We can stop theorizing unless you turn the page to where it gives the history of the anime and it says it's undecided when the movie will come out.
That page is certainly interesting to look at.
Yeah,
that whole page. Everyone just look at that page sometime. They made some choices.
That page is a mishmash of Japanese term, dub terms, English terms that only get used in Southeast Asia, along with various spelling oddities and other just random mistakes.
It's very cursed.
Yeah, it would also help. Like, here's the thing. There's also a few things that it needs that they don't clarify well enough. Like, I'm not the hugest X Evolution fan. I'm not going to hide that. It needs more than just TV. That does not.
Many episodes?
It needs TV, movie, or special. And then, of course, God bless Bandai for ignoring that. Like, Cross Wars is English and is used in products that they sell.
Yeah.
They still stick to Fusion Battle, which, interestingly, like, then they use Fusion Battle 2 and Fusion Battle 3, and there's no space.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, they use Fusion Battle, but Sabers stay Sabers, and it's not Data Squad.
It's weird. But then the fourth movie, they called The Revenge of Diaboromon.
I've heard that one before.
I have, but I'm saying, like, but that's like a dub term in a chart that mostly is using Japanese or translated terms. Like, Fusion Battle is what they translate Cross Wars to for their marketing purposes.
Explosion of Digimon Express.
Yes. Or the War of the Adventures.
Yes.
And I love how they fucking gave up on movie 3. Like, if you look at movie 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, whatever, it's just the show title and the movie title. This one is Digimon Adventure 02, Line Break, Movie, The Golden Digimentals. We are giving up on trying to deal with that title.
I mean, it's better than acknowledging the term Hurricane Touchdown. Probably. I'll give them that.
Yes. So, see, here's the thing. I honestly think the plan probably was to launch it in 2023, but they never announced it, and I honestly think 2024 is far more tempting.
Don't take this as gospel, is what it boils down to.
It boils down to that at some point this book was finalized, and they probably were in the middle of deciding plans. Because here's the thing. There actually is plenty of time still if they want to do it in 2023, but they actually have to announce it rather soon if they're really going to, burn that marketing engine because...
If they were absolutely intent on releasing it in 23... then I feel like it would have had a little more content in Digimon Con.
So here's the thing. We can actually guess it. Let's math using Kizuna. We know exactly when the marketing machine for Kizuna first started to actually chug the wheels. Do you remember when that was?
Not at all.
July 4th weekend 2019. Because I was in the room.
Right.
Because I was in the room when they announced the title and they showed off the first real trailer and they gave real information.
Was that the first time they announced the name Kizuna?
Yes. In fact, I remember because they had the big booth thing with the art of Tai and Agumon holding hands, and it was the gray just Digimon Adventure the movie one. And after they announced it, when I went back down there, they had like a thing, like a board stuck to it with the orange logo with the title. Felt like they 3M stripped that thing to it. That's how I remember. That's when they announced the title, because they actually stuck a thing on there partway through the con. So if they want it this year, they need to do it soon.
Yeah.
The next couple months, basically, so we'll see.
There is a question about this we'll get to a little later, and I do have a little more to say on it, but we'll circle back to that.
I don't remember that question. I was about to go check it, and I realized I have to change cards. Next order's out on Steam and PC to acclaims of, wow, that's it, huh?
Yep, that's next order.
Are you ready for the best part? Let's ignore... Well, first, let's go over some of the weird shit before we get to my favorite one. So the best one is it looks like if you're in the U.S., you get to switch between U.S. and Japanese audio.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah.
So this actually used to be a thing. It's not as common anymore. Most of the copies that aren't would be the same copies as Europe, where there's more languages.
Mm-hmm.
So often European games, like on PS2 or PS3, would strip out the Japanese because they have to put in other audio tracks and shit. It appears this time they just stripped it out, so it's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck there. 2, it appears the PC version, I don't know if they didn't update the Unity or whatever, it won't go past 1920 by 1200. And people seem to love the run. Like, remember how I said that could be the type of thing that completely changes the game for people?
Mm-hmm.
It actually appears that may be true. Like, it seems to make it a lot more fun based on what I've seen.
Running in any sort of RPG setting is way more fun.
Yes, especially since if you watch a clip at how slow characters move in that game.
Like I said, I've been playing Mario RPG. Good God, that run button constantly.
Yeah. And then, are you ready for the favorite technical thing that I saw come up? What did I say was the stupidest thing about Cyber Sleuth when they ported it to the Switch? Do you remember?
Nope.
Not at all.
They forgot to program in any compatibility with the Switch's sleep mode. So if you pause, if you pause the game and put the Switch to sleep while the game was open, the game would take that as live game time.
That was my PlayStation version did that too, though.
I don't think it did it?
Yeah, mine totally did that. I'd go to sleep and everybody's on the farm in baby level. I'd come back and they're all ready to grow up.
Well, it happens on Next Order too, and I'm under the impression that might have killed Digimon for some people.
Rest in peace.
I said under the impression. I don't know if it has, but of some wording, some people are quite upset about losing stuff.
Well, I won't get it for the Switch anyway, so.
Yeah. The price has gotten very close to what I would buy it for on PC. I've seen it from 100%, like places that are actually reliable and you can be sure you're not getting a bootleg key that will get pulled, $40.
Okay.
That's close. Like if it hits 35 or 32, I'll just get it.
Yeah. That's about where I'd probably do it.
I would hope they at least fix it so you can do higher resolution graphics, because that can make the game look better even on lower resolution screens. And I've heard the game actually runs decently on some stuff. So hooray. And then
better.
And then when the game launched, we got a neat little photo with producer Takahiro Yokata and Agumon. Did you see the Agumon countdowns they were doing?
No.
Yeah.
The Agumon mascot suit.
Some of them, yeah.
The Agumon mascot suit every day was holding a placard with the days to go. And then when the game came out, did you see what the end of the countdown was? Bandai accidentally lost access to the Japanese Digimon Games account. they have it back now, but they were actually tweeting from the Bandai Games account like, Digimon Games is currently unaccessible. We will tweet from here. And then yesterday they got it back.
I thought I remember. I was surprised that there was no 0, because I think that was one I don't follow, but I do follow.
I think the launch photos, the producer with Agumon.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
It's such a good photo. Although I love how they don't have the game. It's like they're holding a cardboard cutout of the key art, and Agumon's sitting down. It's great.
It's just I cannot see shit in this suit.
Yeah, and then
Agumon would have much trouble playing the game on the Switch.
And then, to be confusing, they announced Digimon VR stuff.
Yeah, fuck them, not paying attention to that bullshit.
I didn't realize this was something newsworthy. This popped up on my feed, and
it was newsworthy not because of this. If it was just the screening itself, I might have ignored it. There's some relevant stuff. During the screening, they had a new interview with Hiromi Seki. And the reason why they did these screenings apparently was because they did a VR reproduction of Toei's old studio building.
Ooh.
So I think the idea was that in VR you can walk around their old studios, which isn't there anymore. They moved from it years ago. They rebuilt it using the blueprints and everything. So their way to celebrate was they were showing a few shows and having Hiromi Seki do talks and everything.
So you're saying we can explore it in the digital world?
And And also, it was not geo-locked, but no one has clarified that if you went to it from outside of Japan, do you get subs? Is there a dub? Or is it just... Yeah.
My guess would be it's just the Japanese
That's
version.
what I would assume. But like the VR chat account, like the account for the VR thing that does this, was tweeting about it in English and everything. Like the English equivalent accounts. So are they sending people there to watch raw anime and then have them immediately leave? And then we get card stuff.
I'd do it if I was on VR.
Oh, I would. A lot of people wouldn't, though. And I wouldn't be on VR chat in the first place.
Yeah, so that's the sticking point for me.
Yeah, first up, we get the box topper cards for Booster Set 13. It is 6 of the Savers cards. Very nice framing and color backgrounds, I have to say, on these.
These are my favorite. These are my favorite kind of tamer cards, the full ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like when they just reuse the art from the normal ones, but they frame them so much better, and we get more It's like, oh, they did these nice full body art and only gave us belly button up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we have the clean parallel cards, which those were some of them. And we also got the playmat. And I had to bring back the old chestnut of, oh, they compressed it too much. I have to denoise it to make it look It's not as bad as like that one Ghost Game one where like lines were broken and shit. But still.
But it wasn't great.
And then I'm shocked how many people. This is like, when I saw this, I'm like, oh, some people are going to be really happy if it ends up being this. And then a bunch of people were just like super fucking like depressing, like, well, it's not going to be that. It's probably Beelzebub on blast mode. It's like, man, how about you have some hope and fun for a little bit? It looks like the name of Booster Set 14 is Blast Ace. There's very little in the franchise that can actually refer to, if it's referring to anything.
Right.
I think it would be neat to see the weird little Digimon that only ever appeared for 5 seconds in a V-Pet. Like, here's the thing. If this refers to anything, I don't know what Blast Ace could refer to outside of that. And I see Allison in the chat freaking out because she's the one...
thing that comes up is Digimon World 3, personally.
Yeah. Allison in the chat who's freaking out is the person who tracked down all the sprites and shared them a month or two ago. She was the one who tracked down all the ones that had gone missing over the years from people not screenshotting them. So yeah, so she's freaking out over the possibility of it. Here's the thing. Is it going to be it? Who knows? I'd say enjoy the fun while you can for a few months, and I can enjoy... Sorry, go ahead.
And then we'll all be surprised when it turns out that every card is Blastmon.
And then I can enjoy not doing card updates for a bit, 2 or 3 times a day. Yeah. So this set is in June. We will see what it ends up being. I like AR's idea that every card, no matter who it is, just has the character interacting with Blastmon.
We had Oops All Shoutmons a while ago. I could do Oops All Blastmons too.
And then the final card, the secret rare, is the new Digimon Ultra Blastmon. And it's just Blastmon with a hat.
Yes.
Blastmon blast mode.
Yes. And then they announced how to get that 3-year anniversary Magnamon card. I love that they're giving away 333 of them. That is the stupidest. It's the 3rd anniversary. We're just going to give something that has 3 as every digit.
It's the 3est.
Yes. And the way they're doing that is you go to a card game event in Japan, they give you a lottery code, and you enter that online for every code you get. Fun Digica unboxed cards. Card Battle did a match, and that was it for cards this week. The 25th anniversary book is out. I will say some good marketing photos of that right when it was launching. Like showing
I need to acquire the thing.
I think mine is a day or 2 away. I would hope inside of some nice dry dock with the wet weather around here at the moment.
You've got more snow than I do.
Yes.
How does that feel, huh? It's not Thursday, so we didn't get blasted today.
Well, right now, I'm looking at the cup of ice water on my desk and 2 fans going. So It was definitely cooler earlier, though. At the moment, it's warmed up, especially with door closed for recording, computer warming up a bit from doing all the encoding.
Yeah, it's actually 33. It actually rained today, which is weird for February up here.
Let's see what the temperature is right now in super cold Southern California. 46.
Oh, that's nothing to brag about.
Oh, no, I'm being facetious. I'm literally sipping ice water in between us talking. Yeah, I will say the sticker sheet's better than I expected.
Yeah, especially because I've seen the sticker sheets in a bunch of the old VPET books.
As I recall, weren't those stickers horrible quality?
Yes, and half the time they're missing because for the most part I usually get used books.
Yeah, that's what I...
Well, yeah.
And then we have the music box. The image is the image of the kids from the end of Frontier, like we all guessed and did not want.
Yep, we all dreaded it, but we all predicted it.
Okay, I will say this: the actual music box itself looks rather good.
Oh yeah, no, it looks fine.
You got the spirit symbols on the inside, the silhouettes of the kids on the outside. The Digimon Frontier text looks nothing like any logo or anything, but looks cursive to look fancy. You get the black box. And I ain't paying $250 for that.
Yeah, hell no.
I'm sure someone will, but it's not going to be us. And then a new...
I mean, those numbers on there only have 3 digits, so...
Yeah. And then, although I do like how they're doing the music box now better than they did before, pre-orders are open for a month. Once it opens, if you get a pre-order in that time, you will get one, period. But there's a note, it might take a while because they have to make them in batches.
Yeah.
But if you get an order in, you will get it. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's better than what happened the first time Digimon Partners did a reprint of the old Adventure Music Box. It was gone in like 15 minutes. And like people were honestly upset and they're like, okay, we're going to fix this. And that's when they came up with that idea for the music box. Orders open for a month. If you get an order
just
in,
let us give you your money.
Yes. And then new Digimon Journal. We get Shine Greymon Burst Mode. We get Mugendramon and Mummymon.
I like the art.
Yes, so do I. Although I will say, in seeing descriptions from people, you need better descriptors. I saw one. I think someone messaged me on Twitter after this went up. I love the excitement, but you need to give me more information. They said, I really like how the wings look in that one image for Shine Greymon Burst Mode. And I looked at it and I'm just like, I don't know which one they're talking about, but if I had to guess, it's the third one.
You would think.
Yeah. Because, like, the fourth one, you can't really fully see them. And the first two, they look fine, but they're kind of just there. It has to be the third one, I think. I 100%...
The other one that stands out.
Yeah. I will 100% listen to anything you guys want to tell me about, like, liking this sort of art, which is because it's great to hear about. I need more than just, I like the wings. I need an image number or something, please. Because I actually do like responding. I just don't know how to respond when my response is going to be, I don't know what image you're fucking talking about.
Art pretty.
Yeah. Mummymon, I like the second one because we don't see that one quite as much.
No. Yeah.
Although I love how somehow his head is in the same fucking pose as in the profile art. Like, the profile art, like, even though he's, like, fully armed up, he has, like, the weird mummy chin-up pose. The second one, he's, like, doing kung fu, he's swinging, and his head's in the same pose.
How I'm keeping my head to keep the image from dripping down.
I feel like you need to get a protractor out now and compare the angles to see if they're the same.
And Mugendramon is Mugendramon.
Pew pew.
Yeah. I wish I had more to say. The problem is Mugendramon shows up so much as just being there. I don't know what to say at this point. Certainly I know what to say. Okay, wait. Look at the third image of Mugendramon. Do you see it?
Yes.
He shot my paw.
Firing. Gonna say that's a really big
I missed that entirely, AR.
That's a really big Nerf cannon.
Hey, the second image has even bigger Nerf cannons. Actually, no, the second one. No, the second ones.
Those are Nerf darts.
No, the second ones are. Do you remember every toy that had missiles? It had like the curved front.
Yes.
Look at the blast.
G.I. Joes,
look at the blast.
It's a G.I. Joe figure.
Yes. And then in the zoom in, we get to see the gorgeous detail on Mugenjamon and Mummymon in those hyper zoom ins. We get to see like shading details on Shine Greymon burst mode, and Dev just gets to sit there and seethe.
Just look at how expressive
they are. And then in something we don't have much to talk about because we've talked about before, the second part of Evolution Vote Volume 2 is up. And this time,
there's some birds and there's some tree things.
It really is strange. It's really strange how uninteresting this lineup seems compared to the first one.
Yeah.
Like, I look at the child row and I'm like, okay, no joking, who would I actually pick? And I honestly don't, I guess Palmumon? And then I look at the adult row and who's the best one there? It's Ballistamon. I look at the perfect row. Who's the best one here? It's probably Alter Ballistamon. I look at Ultimate.
I like Ballistamon.
I look at Ultimate. Who's the best one here? Maybe Bancho Stingmon. Although I'm pretty sure I would go with Bancho Lilymon.
I would go with Bancho Lilymon.
Always go with Bancho Lilymon.
Although it feels unfair to be doing this right now because someone just got a boost. Look at the first Ultimate slot. He just got a cool. He just got a cool end of episode moment that will not be followed up on properly.
Was it really cool though?
In theory, it was cool.
It was supposed to be cool.
Look, Char showed up. He said something. None of us remember what it was, and then he's gonna fight Amuro Ray in the next episode. Which now that ironically, I closed that tab to the next one, and Siriusmon popped up. I'm like, yeah, that kind of does look like a Gundam.
He said in a very dramatic voice, "You will not get by me."
And then he said something about new types. I'm disappointed now. They should have had Bloom Lordmon painted red.
And so then, it could be 3 times faster.
Exactly. I like how you don't even watch Gundam and you knew that. And then we have the poll results from the second part of the reference book. So in the second half, the winner was Siriusmon, to very little shock, and no one else even came close. I will say I like how well Shinmonzemon did, though. To be honest.
Yeah.
He's a fun design.
He hung in there.
And then Pablumon certainly showed up. Although I will say this is where you can see where like hardcore fans saying how cool something is alone means absolutely nothing. A lot of hardcore fans talked about how cool Bombermon was.
Was that before or after we actually saw Bombermon?
Before and after, actually.
Okay, because I thought when we saw the sprite, it looked promising, and then I saw the actual thing, and like,
to be fair, Zanmetsumon actually was higher than I expected. It felt like Zanmetsumon would be really low because he's super disappointing because people kept expecting him to show up.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason, people love Gilly-Dumon.
Because he's baby.
Yeah. And then after part 2, they gave us the results of everything combined, and the winner was Siriusmon, to no one's surprise. The top 5 here are shockingly exactly what you'd expect. Siriusmon, Fighter Mode Black, Galuskalmon, Kano Weissmon, and Shine Greymon Rune Mode. I will say Sistermon CL Awakened had a good showing.
Mm-hmm.
Plutomon was much. I figured someone would try to group together to have Plutomon show up high. People always try to like pump up Plutomon.
And really try to give some love to the Olympus 12, but
no one gives a shit. And then at the bottom, we get Junomon Hysteric Mode. I'm trying to see where Junomon actually charted because Junomon didn't do terribly. She didn't do great. Publumon is about where Chomblemon is about where you'd expect.
They all ate shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking like. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Blanc and Noir is so low. God, they've just you've dear voters, you've just given Bandai an excuse to keep ignoring Noir in the U.S.
The important thing is Espimon only got 1%.
To be fair, higher than I would have expected. There is some interesting ones here though. Like Fighter Mode Black for basically just being a repaint that they give better teeth to after 25 years. Like that's basically all Fighter Mode Black is. It's like we'll change his teeth and we painted a third eye on him. And now he's second place out of the Digimon from last year. And then they did a new clip selection. This time it's all the evolutions.
Oh. Okay.
Of important characters. And hover. I love how it's literally like it's the evolution scenes of all the main
characters and Espimon.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They show the ultimates, and then they have Hover Espimon in a little circle like they forgot to put him in, and they're including him to be nice.
Espimon threatened to sue.
Yeah, so then these we're going to go through quickly. Various photos people put up from the fan meetup, like Kenji Watanabe, various people went there. Kenji Watanabe seemed very surprised California was cold. Which isn't wrong, but still, it's like you're going to go to beautiful Los Angeles to meet fans at the LA Convention Center. California and Los Angeles are world renowned for their temperate climate, and also it's fucking hailing and snowing and shit.
Still February.
Yeah. The actual setup from the photos everyone posted was very nice. They had a little shop the first 2 days.
Of for sure.
Various premium Bandai stuff. I think they only announced the second person doing autographs near the end. It's Kobayashi, who's the chief designer at Plex. He was in charge of the art direction for Atmon, the Pendulum Z, all the Vital Bracelet stuff, and Digimon Seekers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was glad they worked a lot of Seekers into this.
Yeah. The guidebook stuff. The guidebook is functionally the 25th anniversary museum guidebook translated to English, along with various, updated advertising pages and stuff. And we talked about some of that earlier. From what I saw in photos stuff, lots of foot traffic over the weekend. I think they were like,
yeah, definitely.
From what I can tell, they were not expecting what
it
they
sounds
got.
like it did really well. Yeah.
Yes. And a lot of people like trying to go back the second or third days to get more photos and stuff also. They had product displays. The product displays are set up really nice. Kenji Watanabe was getting photos of the V-Pets that he designed. I love that they put the Dynaction Omegamon behind some NX Edge and Fig Arts. It shows the scale really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like that figure is just cartoonishly large. And then the neat one was, because I forgot this when talking about it a few weeks ago, where it was like mock-ups of the outfits. No, they have the outfits from the shorts for Seekers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
right.
For some reason, like
components.
I think we all blanked on that when I said that like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then they also had like a display showing the Vital Bracelet you can buy and the ones for the show, with the one for the clips, which I need to see closer up of those. I don't think those are actually Vital Bracelet bands, the other 3. Because people are like, oh, they're going to make the other 3 colors. If you look, the material looks completely different from the blue one.
Yeah, it does.
I think those are I wouldn't be shocked if they do them later, but those are not like product mock-ups. Those are like actual filming props. And they have like the accelerator prop, which is neat, the V-Pet original prop, which is neat. For some reason, they're calling them Digimon docks, I guess because Digimon dock in them. I don't recall if that was ever clarified before. Did they ever call them Digimon docks in the Seeker stuff we saw already? I don't think so.
I hadn't heard that before.
I assume that they're like Digimon dock in them, like store themselves or whatever. But yeah, look, getting those 3 colors of the linker bracelet would not shock me at all. Those are not product mock-ups from what I can tell in photos. In fact, I think some parts are 3D printed. Especially on the white one where you can see like various kibble. So I would hope they do them for people who want them. Gee, I wonder which one's for Pulsemon. Do you think it's white, black, or vomit, neon, Nike, yellow, green? Again. Also, I will say this, though. I didn't consider this before. This is good for one reason. They might actually do an updated Pulsemon for people who want like Pulsemon, but to have the updated BE stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because if he's the partner there, they have to do shit with him, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Theoretically.
And then we have art. So first up, Naoki Akamine.
I also wanted to mention that
go ahead.
I think you retweeted it that Zeno Robinson also stopped by.
Yes.
That was cool.
Zeno Robinson stopped by. He took a great photo. And then later he tweeted again. It was like, oh, yeah, I had a great tour. Like Bandai doing like the full marketing press. It's like, guys, you might want to wait to do the marketing press until like you announce where the show's going to be.
Yeah.
Because like there were later tweets from like, he got to play the game. And he's like, it's so nostalgic for me because I love Digimon World 3. It's like, those aren't not anything alike. Minus the name.
Yeah.
It was very much, and he did a very good marketing tweet, except the problem that we don't know where the show's coming out. You should 100% market with Zeno Robinson. He's really great at being personal.
Definitely.
But do it after, like, when there's actual marketing, not like at some point you will see Zeno Robinson as Tai.
When you have something to promote.
Yes.
Not that they didn't wait to jump the gun at last year's Digimon Con when they had Zeno and Ben.
but that made sense. They had him there for the announcement. Here they brought him down as a VIP. They made sure they did the marketing stuff. He even mentioned that he had like a tour guide for the thing, which would have been someone from Bandai. Do the full court press marketing when we know when we're going to be able to hear the guy.
Yeah.
He is the perfect person to do it because he's super personable and everyone likes him. But you need to do it when you're actually doing the marketing, because it was sort of like Zeno Robinson will be Tai someday, and he's standing next to an image of Tai.
What if he literally just like snuck into the event? So like last minute, we're like, okay, we'll give you a tour.
So that's actually relevant. He did not, but while I was taking a break, I'm going through Twitter, and I'm like, big classic anime film is having its 50th anniversary, so they're doing an art exhibition because the Belladonna of Sadness, a big well-known anime film, everything was like hand-painted, like watercolors and everything. And I'm like, Kakedo went to the event on the last day. I'm like, why is he posting photos from inside of it? It's a private. It's like a private museum event of things that were hand painted 50 years ago. You can see them behind protective glass, and he's taking photos. Now here's the thing.
It's been a minute. He needs to keep up his reputation.
Here's the thing. It might be allowed. It might be that. I don't remember what the glass is. The one that protects from photos. But I just saw it and I went, wow.
UV coated glass.
I just went, wow. It's been a while since we've been able to actually see him in a place that normally you wouldn't do photos, and he's doing photos. Just wow. And then
Kakedo being Kakedo.
Yeah. So, new art from Naoki Akamine, who did the Atmon manga. He did a Tai version of this last year. He did a draft of image he's calling Melody of Friendship. I really like it. It's neat.
It looks badass.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the colors. He does colors really well. And then this one's interesting because we technically do not know what it's an image of. Kenshi Watanabe posted an image of what most people took as Bodemon crying, even though it doesn't say. And the two tweets do not clarify what it is, because the first tweet with the art, he said it was the starting point for character creation, basically saying it's what inspired him to be a character, someone to design characters. And the second one was Leiji Matsumoto, may you rest in peace. The reason that's interesting is if you look at the art, most Digimon fans would say, well, that's clearly Bodemon.
Yeah.
Except once you read the second part, if you look up the conductor from Galaxy Express 999.
Oh, that's right.
And
it's just...
if you look up the conductor,
That's just his face.
Yes, it's like that could be the conductor zoom in of his face crying, and it's like, damn, we found out the secret origin of Kenji Watanabe and maybe where he got the idea for the design of Bodemon, because we don't actually know what this is an image of.
I'm just gonna headcanon that the conductor's a Bodemon in a big coat.
That could be true.
It's a stack of them.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things where like I saw it, like at first I'm like, okay, that's a weird nondescript tweet, and the second one I'm like, oh shit. It's like he just like that said a lot.
I mean, I look at the I see Bodemon obviously, but I do also see like that does seem Matsumoto-ish somehow, and the conductor, that's where I saw it from.
And then after the episode aired, Oitada posted an image of a Terriermon plush with a simple message. One sec. I want to do the Japanese phrasing of it because it does not come across right just going, ha, oofufu, were you surprised? She posted a tweet of a Terriermon plush, and it just was the oofufu, were you surprised? Because it actually is legitimately a surprise to hear her in an anime. And especially because, like, they kind of told us Terriermon would be showing up, and we joked we wanted her, but I had no expectation she actually would. Right. I was just hoping.
Right.
So, so that was really a treat, and her having some fun with it. Mm-hmm. And that is a big fucking head Terriermon plush. I think that's the cushion one from a couple years ago.
There are so many Terriermon plushes I can't keep track anymore.
And then Natitex was the animation supervisor for a good chunk of the episode, and she posted some art of Terriermon.
I love it so much.
And also Hakuto, but we don't care about Hakuto.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. More Terriermon.
I will say the batch of Terriermon images to the side is so cute and hilarious.
His coat is too big for his arms.
Yes. Although, I'm somewhat sad, he's almost too competent for the 5 minutes we got him compared to the Terriermon Joshua who we've generally seen and stuff.
I mean, compared to Hokuto, anyone's going to look good.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm really pleased with that art. And then we got profile art of Terriermon Joshua, Reflecimon, and Kokabu Terriermon for the episode. And then for the surprise. Are you guys ready for this? So, you know how every time there's a cafe or a kitchen car, we point out how the drinks kind of look horrible?
Is this going to be like an open your door situation?
Yeah. No, it's better.
Like, knock. We have delivery for you.
So I'm flipping. So I was flipping through stuff last night. I'm like, oh, they're doing a big Gundam event in between seasons for The Witch from Mercury. I'm like, oh, the kitchen car is there and it's been branded as Gundam. And I'm like, what horrible looking drinks will it have? And I look, and I'm switching the cards here and sending the art to you guys. I'm like, why does Gundam get normal logical drinks?
Oh no! Come on! Don't do this to us.
Gundam gets normal stuff that makes sense.
Did anyone tell them we've got Char in the cast now?
Yeah. So I wanted to go over these quickly because this makes no sense compared to what we've seen. So the 3 hot drinks, quote unquote, the first one's tomato soup because I guess there was a tomato joke in the show. Coffee, and then quote unquote hot lemonade, which seems weird until you remember people put lemon in hot water all the time. And then when I saw
also it's winter, so
then when I saw the cold drinks, I actually got upset. Because while they're not my flavor of drinks, when I saw what they actually were, I went, why doesn't Digimon get this? So each one is soda water with a syrup, strawberry, one they just call blue for some reason, green apple and peach.
Strawberry.
And then they put chunks of raspberry, blueberry, kiwi, and peach, and they give you a boba straw to suck it up. Why does Gundam get normal drinks and we get like the stuff that...
So like something actually edible.
Yeah. So like here's the thing.
You get the weird sesame seeds and...
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Grant syrup and all that.
Yeah, like we get all like here's the thing. Like,
yes,
their green drink is a green apple syrup with kiwis, and it makes sense. Our green drink, do you remember that fake green foam they put plants in at places? That's what our green drink normally looks like. Like, it looks like that weird cream, where it's that weird, like, dead green cream color.
It looks like Oasis foam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very
blended
odd.
Kale shakes.
Yeah, so it's very odd. And now YouTube says there's an error. It says it's streaming. It says it's not streaming well.
Yeah, thanks for ruining our day.
Yeah. So we will see how that fixes itself, hopefully, because it's recording anyways.
Speedrun the last bit of it.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Well, that's the thing. Everything's fine from mine. In fact, I have a green thing on my thing. It only shows it on YouTube streaming itself, which means it's probably on YouTube's side, so we'll just keep going. I'm very upset that Gundam gets real drinks, though. And we get, like, seeds in a cup, and here's a cup of tea. We've thrown a strawberry in it. And now we will do questions. In the chat, if you can hear us, questions. AR, why don't you go ahead and poke them just in case they can't hear. And now it says no data on YouTube, even though I have all the green panel.
Yeah,
I don't know. YouTube is throwing up errors. The actual panel in the program says everything's perfect. So, yeah, I will go to questions, and we will hope YouTube is still streaming. If it is not, someone sent in one anonymously. It said a fair number of Digimon who had prominent roles in previous seasons came back to everyone's favorite case of how Digimon was handled in an encore appearance. They added a couple notes. The first one they said was their favorite was the Lucimon arc in Cross Wars. They also mentioned Digimon being set up for a prominent role in O2. That is not a thing that actually happened. It was always going to be a one-off. So I guess for us, what do you guys think are the big special ones?
I kind of want to give the troll answer.
Yeah, go ahead, give the troll answer.
I kind of want to give the troll answer Millenniumon and Ghost Game, just...
That is the good one.
Honestly, the only thing that comes to mind is Labramon in Ghost Game, just bringing the lemon.
I'm trying to think, what is a good one? I really feel... I think, it's going to be a cheat. Are you ready? Isn't the best one really Agumon appearing in Atmon? Isn't that really the best one? Are you guys still there?
I haven't watched all that one.
I guess.
Yeah, I know that. I don't think that's what they intended, but like...
You're on a big delay right now.
Yeah, something is flipping out. It perhaps may be
my... It is what it is.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and finish and hope that things work. Yeah, so I'm going with Agumon as the cheat answer. Someone wanted to know, what Digimon game would you like to be adapted into an anime?
Cyber Sleuth. I think that'd be fun.
That's a good one. I think my internet is going out, so we will see.
I don't know. Actually, I kind of really want Digimon World 2, just because I really like the rival teams and everything.
That's not a bad one.
That and the Blood Knights and everything.
Yeah. Since they're doing it with Digimon Seekers, do you think there's a possibility of getting actual Digimon light novels? I'm going to assume they mean on an ongoing basis, since we do get,
yeah.
I mean, because we do get them intermittently with movies and stuff.
Like light novel adaptions of the anime with a couple of random details.
I think for an actual light novel series, you need a concept.
I think it's going to be, like, do they have something they want to... Yeah, they need something to sell, too.
Yeah, they need...
That is... I think Digimon's not far enough away from that toyetic concept that they need something to promote alongside it, so that's kind of what we're getting at with Seekers.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. Not right now. I think it's possible in the future, though. We're just not at that point yet.
Well, let's see how the how many people really get to the Sneakers light novels.
Yeah. What Digimon villain would you like to see shown as like a nice Digimon in an anime out of villains? The correct answer is Edamon.
God, the ones that are villains, I kind of want them to stay villains because they're such glorious assholes.
See, I think it depends.
The answer is Arbormon.
That's a good one. And good. Now the program says it's good, and YouTube says it's perfect, and YouTube also says we're not streaming, although I can see we're streaming. So, hooray. I think whatever it is worked itself out, and everything's fine.
You're going to have a fun time seeing what comes out of this when you look at the edit.
No, because I edit off a local recording, so I don't need to deal with this at all if I don't want to. I can just go, oh, that's the live stream, can't do anything about it, oh well.
Well, when you were on a 5-second delay, it might be interesting.
Oh no, but the local recording, I can only do so much with. Let's
okay,
see.
I hope so.
What kind of Digimon based on drinks would we like to see? I'm trying to decide if they mean like Digimon themed drinks or if we want to see Digimon based on drinks. Like I'd love to see like a soda can, like an evil soda can with eyes. Like what's the pencil one? I forget the name.
Akakimon.
Yeah, just do like a just call it like. Just do a fake Coca-Cola can with eyes and shit.
It's Pokarimon.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's Digimon that shoots tapioca.
That sounds like a good Digimon name anyway. Just have a can of Pocari Sweat that's just called Pokarimon.
That's terrible. That's also the one they should do, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to know, what do we think are the best foods and drinks to have on a very cold day?
I'm a big hot chocolate guy.
Yeah, I like.
I don't drink coffee, so.
So I like hot tea, coffee, and cocoa. Happily take any, especially if there's like little marshmallows to put in the cocoa.
I'm not always a big marshmallow guy. I'm okay with marshmallows, but I generally prefer without.
I think.
But flavored hot chocolate, absolutely. Though.
See, I've
butterscotch hot chocolate.
I've never been a huge flavored hot chocolate person.
Give me all the beef stew, but as for drinks, probably just like milk tea with honey, just because anything too hot, my teeth hate it.
Yeah, the best hot foods are also drinks. So yeah, beef stew, chicken soup, that sort of thing.
Yeah, for me, soup would be like, geez, I'll even say I'd like a good instant ramen or even just some plain tomatoes. Like the most plain tomato soup generally will make me happy on a cold day. Let's see. Let's say last call for questions from the chat. I think we've answered this before, but we can do it quickly. What's the worst and best Digimon game in your opinion?
Well, I don't like to say worst because I've only played like 4 of them.
Digimon World X.
Like, if you're asking me what the worst game I've played, it's like Lynx.
The worst Digimon game for me, and I've said it before, it's the Data Squad game, which they sent me a review copy of and copies to give away. And when I sent the review to the PR person, because like courtesy, it was a very negative review. I only got back a few words. That sounds about right. Was the response I got from the PR person.
I saw that at a used game store once. I resisted the temptation.
Oh, it is. Like, here's the thing. When I say I don't like savers, I explain why I don't like it, and at this point, you guys understand why, so I don't explain it, because it's not worth it. The game is actually just a miserable fucking game.
Which is sad to me, because I've been, for reasons you'll see later, I've been doing research on a lot of the older Digimon games, and some of the plot elements of like, the Savers characters are doing more stuff, but the gameplay's crap. It's crap.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is a like.
It's just like, I'm interested in the story, but this is fucking horrible to deal with.
I do not like Savers. I understand why some people like it, even if I disagree. The Savers game is just fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things they advertised it on was, I believe it was the Galactic Evolution System. It was the unique evolution system of the game that allowed you to use the stars to evolve into many Digimon. Do you know what the galactic evolution system was? You had to do guidelines to evolve, and then you would move a cursor over a star and get a Digimon name, and you'd click it, and then you'd see the path light up, and then it would evolve to that Digimon. So it's literally every Digimon game ever, except they gave it a star theme, and they decided that was like a marketing point. Yeah, I was
not impressed.
No, it was not. Here's the thing. You got to hear the voices early. Some of the cast is different because they had cast the anime differently, but they had to record the game so far ahead for the English dub. People weren't available when the actual show recorded, so they had to change. Like, Gaomon is a different actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, best game. I'm gonna stick with Survive, actually.
Best game. God, it's weird because I'm not a huge fan of Digimon games in general. Like, the best game...
you don't need that caveat. Most Digimon games in general aren't very good.
Well, it's worth saying because nowadays a lot of Digimon fans have got into head the like even okay Digimon games are like somehow genre defining.
No,
they're decent games.
They're just fun games to play.
Yeah, like generally, if I were to recommend a Digimon game, this is an okay game to play, it'd be Survivor, one of the Cyber Sleuths. I don't think they're great. I think they're fine.
I think I enjoyed Digimon Story.
I know what I had the most fun playing though, and it's been many years since it would have been playing Battle Spirit 1.5.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. Oh, it was very fun.
No, I changed my answer. It's going to be Battle Server, or what was the original Digimon Online, where I was just shooting off my friends.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's see, moving on from games. Okay, here's one. I've seen some complaints about why would stuff be announced at Digimon Fan Meetup, not Digimon Con, which is a few weeks ago, and I was wondering what your take on it was. The simple answer is Digimon Con is not meant to be a once a year announce fucking everything, and then Digimon Con is a multi-hour marketing event, and the thing they were marketing, they always do multiple stuff, but the main thing was not supposed to be, hey, kids and people in the US, you're gonna have a new dub soon. It was, hey, we're gonna have a web novel series, and you can buy toys.
It's marketing Digimon in general, and if you're breaking it down as far as we got the two main things we got a quote-unquote news on was the dub and a potential year for the O2 movie. Yeah. The two reasons I would see neither of those being at Digimon Con, the dub being, that's a Western exclusive thing.
To be fair, they announced it there last year, though.
They did, but that was the announce that it exists. Yes. When it comes out, no one outside of the US really cares about that much. And as far as the 02 movie, if you're going to announce...
That destroys anything else they try to talk about.
That, and also, you can't just announce it's coming out in 2023. Even if they intend to, you're going to want to have some additional content with that. That's another segment you have to include in Digimon Con. And they didn't want to do that. They wanted to keep it to the 4 hours.
Yes, absolutely. That is the main thing. You are never going to get everything at once, because one, they have a year of content to fill. Like, the main thing that you're supposed to take away from Digimon Con is here's a bunch of neat stuff happening. You get to hear the actors talk as bait to show up. You get music as bait to show up. Buy Seeker shit. Here's some upcoming products. There'll be plenty more to talk about in the future.
They want the number one thing that people are talking about coming out of Digimon Con would be Seekers.
Yeah. And here's the thing. That was a 4-hour marketing event to talk about Seekers. Here, we have a 3-day event where you have Kenji Watanabe flying to the US to sign stuff, to take photos with fans. They're doing the card game championship at the same location. They have a big museum exhibition of stuff, including Seekers. Mm-hmm. And in the guidebook, they revealed the anime is coming soon for the dub. And the movie I'm coin flipping on if anything was intended by that.
I doubt that most people...
It exists.
I doubt most people attending the fan event left with the main takeaway being, "Oh, the dub is coming out soon."
I know,
the main takeaway is I met Kenji Watanabe.
No, absolutely, but here's the thing.
Something like that.
But here's the thing: they go to an event and they are disseminating information from the guide, is the point.
Well, yeah, I mean, that stuff is going to come out.
No, but that's
for those who actually attended the event, there's far more they got far more of an experience out of that.
But what I'm saying is even with some of the oddities that popped up, positive experience. Even if it's a marketing event, it's not framed as such. So everyone comes away super happy. The most negative things that happened there was because of the weather and the lines, they had to rejigger the autograph stuff a few times because they clearly were not expecting. Yeah, like Kenji Watanabe should not do the Neil Gaiman thing that he used to do. Do you know how Neil Gaiman used to handle autographs?
What?
He would plant at the table. Anyone who showed up would get an autograph. When he was not able to give autographs anymore, he would have them tape the pen or pencil to his hand, and he would continue to do it.
Don't love that.
Yeah. So what happened a few times with the Kenji Watanabe stuff is people would line up so early that they would close the line before the given time because it was so long that they.
This is common. This is a common convention logistics problem.
Yes.
And it's not unusual for an event like this. It's not. It's honestly, it's not even worth going into.
No, it's not. I'm just saying that that's the most negative thing I saw coming out of here was some people being upset that they would change times or anything.
It
the rules for the line, as I saw, were actually the rules for the autograph was actually rather positive. Did you see what people were saying where the rules were?
No.
You get an autograph from Kenji Watanabe on. If you have merchandise, if you have the guidebook, if you just have a piece of paper, he was signing shirts. And as a second thing, you can either have a photo taken with him or you can get a second autograph on something.
That's pretty common for free autograph sessions.
Yeah, but I'm saying they seem to be doing it efficiently. Most people seem to be happy. It seemed to be done.
Conventions nowadays do it one of two ways. They either book the free session where everyone gets one autograph and one photo, or it's you go to the table and they whenever the guest is there, they will charge whatever they charge for it.
Yeah, and that was the other thing is they made sure everyone knew the whole museum and autograph setup was free.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, as far as I saw, the most confusing thing was, and I tried to deal with this both on Twitter and in the Discord when people popped in confused. You need to see where you're going at the LA Convention Center before you go. The LA Convention Center is very confusingly designed. I was linking people on Twitter to a literal map that they put on Digimon Web. It was a map of the center, and they circled the thing in red where you want to go. Yeah. So yeah, that was good. Okay, Joe has a good question. If lead characters will have new voice actors in Adventure 2020, which VAs would you like to return for side roles for returning Digimon? So not like cameos for random actors returning for cameos. We're talking about people playing the same roles. I think the obvious one is Epcar as Edamon.
Oh, I was going to say Paul St. Peter, but yeah, Epcar is a good choice too. I still want Paul St. Peter as Leon.
So do I.
That's just. God, that's just so. Yeah. It'd sound weird hearing him as anyone else. But Epcar as Edamon is a good choice too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like to see some of the older cast just get one-shot cameos just to sprinkle them.
In my head, I keep thinking 2 or 3 people are gonna be that fucking bird. And we should have Mona Marshall as Lopmon.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't even remember. I don't even think Mona Marshall was Lopmon, frankly, but I'm saying Mona Marshall is Lopmon.
No, it was in Tamers. It was Michelle Ruff. I don't know who it was in other shows, but
yeah, that's what I thought. But I demand Mona Marshall somewhere.
Yeah,
that is not an option.
But that's what I mean. Just have some of the older cast just pop in.
Okay. We're going to skip the PC question because I feel like we answered that last week or some variation of that.
We brought it up. Yeah.
Okay, last one in chat is, what Digimon that never appeared in the anime would you like to see in the anime next?
God, I can't. There's so many of them.
Any of the X-Antibody Digimon.
There's only one option. There's only one correct answer.
Bun.
Okay, there's 2 correct answers. Bun is the second correct answer. The correct answer is Agumon Hakase.
Fun Hakase.
Yeah, actually, Matias is correct. Vidramon hasn't shown up ever in the anime, has he?
That's right. No, he hasn't.
See, here's the problem. No, here's the problem. I don't want Vidramon in the anime because it's not what we want. Is fat puppy
Zeromaru.
Not necessarily Zeromaru himself, but we want fat puppy goofy Vidramon, and I expect action Vidramon if we got one.
Yeah.
I want some goofy, dumb walking in and being like.
I want no thoughts, head empty.
Yeah, The problem is if we got Vidramon, it'll be like the action pose one. I want it to be not Zeromaru himself. I want it to be Zeromaru-ish.
Yeah.
I don't want like the muscular one with wings when it evolves to Arrow Vidramon. I want to be the goofy SD one, like dancing.
Actually, another answer, I would like to see Pulsemon. He'd be fun.
Yeah, we've gotten some of his lower levels so far. We haven't gotten him, though.
We haven't gotten proper Pulsemon.
I think we got, was it Berrymon? Which is the white one with the green forehead thing?
Yeah.
We've seen him. But yeah, I feel like Pulsemon's one of those ones they're purposely saving for someday.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what they'd be saving him for, because not going to be an anime in a month.
Yeah. Okay, last
maybe they'll throw him into the movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Last question, which is someone said, with the lack of an anime on TV, what sort of toys and things do you hope we get to see over the next year or two with Digimon doing well but not having a show? I just want to see stuff, even if I don't like it. Because here's the thing. Anything I don't like or buy, someone else will.
Give me a damn mobile game already.
Yeah, that one's weird.
The Lilithmon figure.
I didn't hear what you said, Dev. I heard figure.
Lilithmon figure.
See, with them doing figure arts again, they could do some because they made a girl body Digimon type for Angelmon. You could reverse engineer that into a number of them. You could get an Ophanimon reverse engineering that, give her a face, and you have Lilithmon. There's a lot of potential for figure arts at this point. Now, I think the only two that have been new molds, if I'm right, are Dukemon and Angelmon. Does that sound right?
Hard to say.
I think those are the only new molds we've gotten. I think the others have been repaints. I think. But yeah, there's some potential. I'd like to see a nice little Shoutmon or Gumshoomon figure, honestly.
Wait, looking up series.
In fact, you know what I would like to see? A good quality action figure of? And you'll see it in your head the instant I say it. Just like a $15, $20 Gatchmon.
Yeah.
Just like a nice little SD guy with detail and moves around and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a little Gatchmanoka to hold.
Just an SD series would be fun.
Yeah.
Of child levels.
Yeah. Actually, we're desperate. We're very close to that with the lookup figures at this point. I mean, they don't have any. Yeah. They got rid of all the articulation on the newest ones, but that's pretty close.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Kind of.
Okay, and as we wrap up, AR, I believe you have something to talk about, sir.
Oh, yeah. So, it's almost March, and with March comes arbitrary poll brackets.
Okay,
so,
yeah. When you say arbitrary, I need you to pretend like you're making air quotes.
Oh, yeah. Air quotes.
Yes.
This is all just fun and pointless, but people really love these things. So yeah, I'm doing on my Twitter a 64 entry top tamer bracket for both video games and manga and anime. So there's 64 anime characters or 68 anime characters and 64 video game manga characters. So 2 different tournaments going on. The anime one started yesterday with 4 starter matches, just so I make sure the polls actually work on Tumblr, because that's a new feature. And I'll start the video game one on Thursday. So there's some fun matches. Check out my page with all the brackets and the breakdowns.
I've been trying to retweet those as I've seen them.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Already looking at that.
I refuse to update my Tumblr app, so it just tells me that this doesn't exist.
Yeah, you have to update the. Oh, you don't even get to vote in polls in the.
Nope, it won't let you even see them.
Oh, Mart. Oh man. Well, you can at least look at the poll with the brackets and appreciate it from afar, because all the matches are like intra-season at start, so it's gonna be all the adventure kids going at each other before they're unleashed on everybody else and will inevitably dominate.
Baby fight.
Yeah, so like the first 4 is like there's 2 Sabers matchups.
Yeah, so keep an eye on AR's social media.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll I'll give updates as we go on. We'll probably be close to the Sweet 16 next time we
see what
meet
you
up.
need. What you need to do is you need to give me the images ahead of time, and we'll put them on a title card.
Oh, there we go. Because I did make images on the.
I did. So. I saw it. I didn't think about it until just this moment ago. Oh, I could have taken the image if we had discussed it ahead of time and made sure it was thrown on a title card.
One of the problems is, since most of the anime ones don't start until next week, I haven't actually made all of the anime. I only made the anime for the 4 that we're going on now.
That makes
sense.
I
did make all the video game manga ones, though. It is really hard to find a good one for Junior. He does not have good art.
And then, Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
Nomemon, because that is what I feel like.
Yep, that's
what I am inside and out. Just
so
a pile of
green trash.
Green
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then, so we can before we go, we will detail the schedule of what is happening so everyone understands. Next week, this weekend, the 4th/5th, the show is on a hiatus. There is no Ghost Game. We are not going to do a show, period. The only way we're doing any sort of show is it'd be a day late because AR is out of town on Monday anyways, I believe.
Nope. No, I'm out of town. I'm out of town Saturday and Sunday, but I'll be here on Monday.
The only way we would
doing a podcast.
The only way we would do a show on Monday is if, like, Thursday they announce we're getting an OVA or something so stupidly big that we go, we have to discuss this immediately.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but that's my point. We're not doing a show on the 6th. The weekend of the 11th/12th is also a hiatus for Ghost Game. I expect we will do a show that Monday, the 13th, just to burn through everything before the show comes back. But if we get very little, we might not. But also, I didn't expect to get enough this week to talk about it. And holy shit, it's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
So we will see. I expect we will be here the 13th or that Sunday or Monday based on all of our schedules. And then the weekend of the 18th, 19th, Ghost Game returns for the first of its 2 episodes, and we will be normal for that. And then after those episodes, we will figure out what the hell the show becomes at that point. Because we don't know, nor have we discussed it, because we can't discuss until we know what's up.
Might be playing it by ear, depending on what kind of content we get of Seekers.
Exactly. So hopefully the YouTube recording is all complete there, because I don't use that to build the audio version of the show. So if you're listening to the audio version of the show, at most, we might see there might be some delays when AR and Dev respond or when I do. But I also use a time clipper to burn off a lot of that anyway, so we will see. So thank you everyone for showing up. We will catch you guys next time. Bye.
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 And stop.